Hey there. Are you an English teacher? Do you work with high school English students? Are you trying to teach them how to write? Do some of your students struggle with writing stamina? Do some of your students struggle with writing 5-paragraph essays, that kind of traditional format that English teachers have been pounding into their little minds ever since they were in first grade? Are you tired of bringing home stacks of paper to grade? Are you tired of engaging with a computer screen on, say, Canvas, going through one paper after the other? Are you tired of wondering if your students are using AI to write? Well, if that's the case, I got some ideas for you that might help. In fact, I just have one idea. And my one idea is stop reading their writing. What I'm talking about here is every week I assign multiple writing activities. And then once a week I go around to every student and I put my head down and I have them read what they wrote to me. Often, almost every time, the student will push their writing at me, like they want me to read it. And I refuse. Totally refuse. Or they'll hem and haw, some of them. Oh, mister, I don't want to read it. I'm embarrassed. I'm this or that. And I said, you need to read this. And I put my head down. I do stick to my guns on this. I don't look at them in the eye. I give them that out. I just put my head down right on their desk and they say their writing into my ear. Now, as you're listening to the student's writing, number one, you're having a one-on-one interaction with that student. Number two, you can actually differentiate in the moment. Number three, you can tell them after they're done reading what they wrote, you can give them some ideas, and I would phrase it like this. If this were my writing, a direction I might go would be blah, 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 blah. If this was my piece, here's how I would push it, because that's what students need help with, is extending their writing. This will not happen just if you all of a sudden put I need 15 sentences per paragraph. Just because you raise your amount of sentences you're asking per paragraph, that's not going to do it. That's going to encourage them to have crap writing. That's going to encourage them to fluff it up. Do you not believe me? Go talk to a teenager. See what happens when they have a writing max or a minimum. If you want to give a number, give a max. Say, I don't want your writing to be more than 100 pages. If you need to be given minimums and maximums, just stick with the max and make it 100 pages. You don't want to read anything over 100 pages. Another thing you could do is before they read it to you, you could ask them, is there something in particular that you're working on as a writer that you want me to listen for? Wow, there's something there, right? Does this student already know that they struggle with semicolons, or they struggle with thematic statements or attention to detail or whatever it is? A third thing you could do is, besides telling them what you would do if it was your piece and where you might take it, you could also give them, say, one grammar tip. You could look at it quickly and kind of just look at it until you find something they're doing incorrectly in terms of traditional grammar and punctuation and spelling. Just one thing. If you see one misspelled word, all right. You see one sentence that needs some structure, and then tell them what the rule is. I wouldn't start with all that grammar stuff, but after you've built up a relationship with your student, after you've seen their writing and not seen it, actually heard it, I just have a few weeks left of the first semester here coming up on Thanksgiving. And so I know kind of what my students' writing is like by now, and maybe I can give them real detailed information, give them a grammar tip. But don't ever give more than one grammar tip at a time. More than one doesn't stick. More than one grammar, spelling, punctuation tip doesn't stick. Just give them one. Hey, y'all, this is going to really change your teaching. This is going to give you a lot more time. Now, you might be like, oh, well, I couldn't take the class time to do that. I couldn't possibly take the class time to go to all my 30 students in a period and listen to them read to me. Well, I beg to differ. I think you can take the class time. What administrator would walk in and be displeased that you are engaging one-on-one with a student? What administrator would not understand that you are truly differentiating instruction in real time? What administrator would not acknowledge that one of the standard benchmarks that American teachers are supposed to be messing with has to do with oral communication? There is no disconnect here. This is so in line with standards and benchmarks, I can't even believe I'm telling you. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in. Hit subscribe, tell all your teacher buddies. And more than anything, go to poetstaley.com. How about reading some of my poetry and buying some of my books? That would please this old English teacher.